Hi everyone, my name is Melissa from Melissa Forziat Events and Marketing. And today I wanted to share with you another marketing tip of the week called Getting More Conversions by Showing Impact to Your Audience. So before I get into this content, I wanted to give you a little bit more information why I chose to talk about this week. When it comes to sales or marketing, a lot of times we're really focused on the outcome that we want, but ultimately your prospects are only going to buy something from you or accept your offer if they understand what the impact is to them, how it's going to affect them and change their lives, hopefully for the better. So in the sales and marketing process, we really do need to be communicating that to them. And because it's something that tends to be a blind spot for a lot of us, I thought this would be a good time to just raise a little extra attention to this point this week. If you wanted to read this tip in greater detail, you're welcome to click the link in the description to go back on to my website and you can read the full blog there. But for now, I'll read it here in this video. Getting more conversions by showing impact to your audience. It's important to have goals for your business. If you have a small business, you have sales goals. If you have a nonprofit, you have fundraising goals. Those goals drive you every day to find people who will support your business objectives. But one of the biggest, most frustrating mistakes that I see businesses make is when they make the pitch all about their own goals and take the focus off their audience. Today, we'll address why you will get more conversions by showing impact to your audience. I remember one time when I was at home and a woman came to my door selling vacuum cleaners. She started her pitch by asking me if I would help her earn a trip to the Caribbean by buying a vacuum. It was one of the least compelling sales pitches I've ever heard. I told her I already had a vacuum, and she kept trying to find a way to ask for me to help so she could go on vacation. The conversation ended quickly. I had nothing to contribute to it. There wasn't a single thing in it for me. And there are valuable lessons in this story, I think. But the most important one is that your pitch has to mean something to your audience. There has to be impact on them, impact that they want if they're going to buy or donate. If you're filling a need for your audience, tell them that. If you're supporting a cause they believe in, tell them that. If you're giving them a way to achieve their own goals or successes, tell them that. Frame your pitch in a way that shows what's in it for them, because it's not about you or your goals. For small businesses, this is especially true. The help me achieve my monthly sales goal pitch is one that's more likely to make your customers feel used. There has to be a reason for someone to make their purchase that makes sense for them. For a nonprofit, the line's a little blurrier. Your business is a good cause, and you can make your goals clear, particularly for bigger campaigns. However, it's still important to show your donors the impact they have. In fact, it's even more important for you to communicate impact. Before they donate, you want to tell them about the way their contribution will make a difference. Then, after the donation, after you thank them, you want to show them again how their contribution made a difference. You are far more likely to get them to donate again in the future if the impact you reveal to them is aligned with the impact they wanted to have. The challenge of marketing is to remember that despite your objective, your pitch always needs to be focused on your audience. This means there's no one-size-fits-all approach. You might start a conversation with a standardized opener, but from there it becomes a process of identifying what the person you're talking to cares about and what impact they want to have. Marketing is about creating great relationships. Profits that come from favors people do for you are not sustainable profits in the long term. What you really want is to have donors and customers who will come back to you time and again and who will refer you to others who may be as interested as they are. They'll do it because they believe in the results and were happy with their experience. So as you move forward this year, Remember that your goals are an important driving force for you, but not necessarily a reason for others to join you. Make it about them and show your audience the impact that is relevant for them. So next time you're creating a new marketing or sales pitch or sales material, I hope you'll keep this in mind so that we can just start thinking about taking the focus off of ourselves and putting it onto the audience. If you feel like you wanted to read this tip in greater depth, like I said, there's a link in the description and you can read the full blog on my website. Good luck and happy marketing.